Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for this Friday, July 13th. On the impact map, not much change from previous days. Wet thunderstorms are a slight mix of wet and dry in the outer periphery, slowly pushing northwards through Nevada, still lingering across parts of southern and eastern Utah. This area expands a bit further north and westwards on Saturday, and that's the main concern for northwestern Nevada, southwestern Idaho. Not a widespread area, but fuels are driest here, and lightning will be driest as well. Continued a mix of wet and dry on Sunday. Precipitation over the past 24 hours, significant again where it's been the past week or so, across most of Utah into southern Nevada. The bright green you see is over an inch of rain. The dark blue is anywhere from a half inch to an inch, so a good soaking wetting rain for a lot of areas. Again, combined with a lot of lightning, over 1,000 lightning strikes, but again, most of these have been fairly wet. We will have to keep an eye on these for holdovers as we dry out in some areas next week. Initial attack light to moderate, new fires in the red, existing fires in the yellow, large fires in the outlying purple circles. And precipitation for the past 7 days, again, confined to where it's been most of Utah and into parts of Nevada. The lighter blue shades are basically a couple hundredths of an inch to a quarter inch. The bright greens, you're getting from a half inch to an inch of rain. That is near to above normal across those southern areas, but still bone dry with near 0% of normal across the northern half of the geographic area. ERCs show a tale of two cities, a big response to the week-long moisture across southern areas, dropping below the 50th percentile, the arrows downward showing a downward trend, but continuing to hold steady or slowly dry out across central and northern areas, and especially northwestern areas, where in Nevada a lot of places are approaching the 80th percentile, as well as the higher terrain of Idaho now approaching the 70th to 80th percentile. That's where our focus typically shifts as we go into the latter half of July. We can see a bit more of that on the 100-hour fuels in some of these areas where we might have lightning concerns in the coming days across northwestern Nevada. These are 100-hour fuels. These are not ERCs, but they're down near the 90th percentile in most areas for southwest Idaho, near record levels, well below normal, and near record levels also for southeast Idaho, where some fire activity has been reported. So it's those western and northern areas that continue to dry out. Infrared satellite imagery shows that abundant moisture pushing up and actually having more of a push into Nevada and starting to thin out here across Utah and into the Arizona Strip a little bit. So for later today, we see that moisture still lingering across the southern half of Utah and the Arizona Strip, but pushing more into Nevada a bit further north. So we could see a mix of dry and wet on the outer periphery, but mostly wet across southern areas. On the left is the precipitation map through late afternoon. You can see where the heaviest amounts are going to be. It's where you see these little polka dots, little pin drops here, is where the lightning will likely be drier. So we'll have to keep an eye on those areas. Otherwise, the rich get richer. Southern areas of Nevada, Utah, Arizona, more rain. Winds fairly light out of the north, 5 to 15 miles per hour. These colored areas you see here are outflow boundaries from localized thunderstorms. The computer model makes them look bigger than they really are. Now, tomorrow, Saturday, is there a big concern? We have lightning risks for northwest Nevada, southwest Idaho. Also, adjacent parts of Oregon and California have also issued high risk for lightning. Kind of hard to see on the map, but it kind of moves through late tonight through tomorrow and skims along the California-Nevada border and shifts into Idaho by afternoon. This is where the remnants of it are across southwest Idaho and pushing into Montana, but earlier in the day, it's a bit further south. So these are our areas of concern from probably late tonight, maybe towards daybreak Saturday through Saturday afternoon. And you can see some of the precipitation here scattered through here, across parts of northwest Nevada. And it's hard to see across Idaho. Some of the lightning there may not be reaching the ground. Winds out of the north and northwest, the light to locally moderate across parts of the Snake River Plain, could gust over 25 miles per hour. Again, these outflow boundaries to the south. On Sunday, lingering lightning issues in some areas through here, but starting to thin out. The big plume of monsoonal moisture gets pushed to the south. Our 7-day outlook shows how dry we are now to the north and how much we've moistened to the south. And again, the precipitation on Sunday scattered about and now affecting parts of southwest Idaho as well, so that's part of our concern. Precipitation reaching the ground pretty significant across the mountains of southern Idaho, the Arizona Strip, and into parts of southern and central Nevada. Just scattered amounts where we have our lightning concerns across far northern Nevada, far southern Idaho. For Monday, we see lingering moisture in the mountains of Idaho. There could be some strikes, could be some ignitions as well. On Tuesday, high pressure builds in with drier air. We notice these orange colors. These are drier air mass colors. A monsoon temporarily suppressed to the south. Same story on Wednesday and Thursday. Same story, although there is a kind of a clockwise rotation, perhaps some more moisture being drawn up from California into northwestern Nevada. We'll have to keep an eye on that. 7-day total precipitation and the 8 to 14, the outlook July 20th through the 26th shows above normal temperatures across most of the area, wetter than normal across southern regions, drier than normal to the north. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.